Bobby's been a little miracle, hasn't he, Doug? Um, he the first couple times he came, I guess he knew I gave him DVDs of Doug because Doug's a musician, and so they listened to his DVDs together. And then Bobby started bringing his computer every Sunday. He comes every Sunday and brings his computer and speakers and sets up, and so they have a little concert together because music is the only thing that Doug can still really enjoy, and he still really responds to it. And he also brings every Sunday, he stops and gets him a malt from Dairy Queen because Doug loves malts, and don't you? And he has to have thickened liquids, and so it's the best thickened liquid around. And so it's just been a miracle. It's been a gift from God. It really has on so many levels. Emotionally, because we don't have siblings in town, and so, you know, in many ways, it's been a solitary journey of caring for Doug, and so to have that kind of support, also emotionally, to have somebody else care about Doug, you know, and really reverence him and respect him. I love that because a lot of people are uncomfortable around somebody who's ill, and because Doug can't verbally respond, a lot of people don't attempt to speak to him or look at him. And you know, Bobby has always been very reverencing and respecting, and talks to him just as if he can respond, and tells him how much he misses him if he hasn't been here in a week. But he doesn't miss much. He was sick a couple times, and I was glad he stayed home. But he's been very faithful. I was thinking today, Bobby even came and celebrated his 50th birthday with Doug, and not many people would do that, you know, and came at Christmas time, and just every Sunday, every season he's here. And so that fidelity has meant a lot to me, to count on getting out because we're housebound. And so, you know, I don't have a lot of opportunities to go to the grocery and, you know, all those things that you need to do. And so I find all week when I think of something I have to do, I say, oh, I can do that Sunday when Bobby's here. So I have a 2-week list for my 2 hours. And it's good for me to leave for a while and have a break and, you know, let somebody else care, knowing that he's very happy with Bobby. And also, you know, when you're a caregiver, they always tell you, oh, you're supposed to care for yourself. And, you know, everybody's always said that to me, so you can care for somebody else. But what does that look like, or how do you do that if you don't have somebody else, you know, to care for the person that you love so you can go care for yourself? So that's another gift that it's been for 2 hours every Sunday. I either go do retail therapy or go to another part of the house and do something that I can't do, you know, can't leave Doug. Or last Sunday I went out and sat in the hot tub. So it's just been a great gift. And he's become like a friend and a family member, and has met family as they've come into town and stuff. And so it's been a gift. It really has.
Tell me, what's your message to a lot of people would be watching this are new volunteers. They're going through training. What's your message to them? What would you like them to know?
What an important ministry they're about to embark on. You know, it's just an invaluable gift to the family who's trying to care for the person 24/7. I think the fidelity piece, you know, that I could really count on Bobby to come, the reverencing of the person, and, you know, trying to minister to them in a way that is helpful to that person. You know, for Doug, it was music. For somebody else, it'll be some other level of interest that, you know, they could capitalize on and help that person.
Can you tell me some of that, and just maybe say, by becoming a hospice, when you become a hospice?
Oh, what have I been saying? Okay.
Just that,
exactly what you told me not to say, right?
Well, no.
Okay.
If you could just tell me that.
Instead of they, I should have said.
But that's okay. We just tried again.
Okay, when they become instead of, or you become.
When you become a hospice volunteer.
Okay. Okay, I don't know what I said.
Was
it all
wonderful.
important?
Just
Was
say
it?
Again, just
Yeah.
when you
Okay.
become a hospice volunteer.
Okay. When you become a hospice volunteer, the first thing I'd like you to know is how important you are and will be to that family. Both the person who is with hospice and the persons or people or family that is caring for them. For you to help carry that burden. I think you'll help them emotionally by being supportive and caring for the person the way that they do. And it'll be a great physical support so that they can, take care of themselves for 2 hours, get a break, do some things that they need to do. And so I don't think you have any idea of the power. I'm sure Bobby, when he was offering to be a volunteer, never knew, and I don't even know if he fully does realize what he means to Doug and I, although I try to tell him all the time, but words are a little hard. It's hard to put that kind of depth into words.
I'm going to ask you one more question, Donna, and then I'm going to boot you out of here.
Okay.
Okay. Tell me, you mentioned Joni, your nurse. Tell me a little bit about the whole hospice team and what that means to you to have a team of medical professionals come in and help take care of your husband.
Well, I should start by saying that I always knew about hospice. Both Doug's dad and both of my parents, we had hospice for them. And Doug is a veteran, so he's received great care from veterans. And they kept mentioning it, but I wasn't real open to the idea. Because I know you're a communications director and you've done a great job of communicating. The commercials say it's about life and living and dying is a part of death and all of that. But there's still, for me, there was a stigma about calling hospice, as signaling as the end. Plus, I think I'm Superwoman, so I just thought I could do this, and I did it for a long time. Doug was diagnosed 15 years ago. But finally, through a lot of persuading, I agreed, kind of reluctantly, and was fearful. But by divine providence, we got what everybody says, and we would confirm are the best nursing team at hospice, and we got a great weekly volunteer, the CNA too. Oh boy, that was a gift too, because I told somebody, it's like you don't realize how heavy the suitcase is until you set it down, but so I was doing all the showering and shaving and all of that, working all day and doing that all night. And so first of all, physically it was a great relief. But again, to have somebody else care for Doug. And then I felt like I got to assume the role of wife again instead of caregiver, just taking care of him. So the CNA has been wonderful. Other volunteers, Fran Delaney comes and plays the harp because Doug's a musician. Every other Thursday we had a massage therapist come a couple times. So another thing that's been really supportive for me is to have access to help on the weekends. That's a real secure feeling because you can't get a hold of a regular doctor. So and I've had to call them on weekends. That's been a gift. So really, all of my fears were in vain, and I'm very, very glad that I agreed. And it's been wonderful. It really has. I don't know where I'd be without that whole team right now, and the veterans team. They've been wonderful too.
Okay, Donna. Time for you to leave the studio.
Okay, I'm getting kicked out.
Wow.
I know. Well, we gotta do what we gotta do here. Now, how am I gonna do? Lots of kissing.
Bobby always tells him what a lucky man he is.
Give him one more.
Our daughters kiss on him.
Donna, give me one more for my camera.
fight it, Doug.